__. Darix, Game 2. So a lot of people mentioned that I cast Game 1 of my series against Darix in the Warno Monthly, but I didn't cast Game 2. So here we are, Game 2, between myself, Hippie, playing as Territorialkommando Süd, TKS, and I'm up against Darix, playing against 4th Motorisierte. And we'll start with my deployment because it's a nice quick one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Gazelle cannons. And, you know, most of them are going to his spawn, 2 of them are going here. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Super Puma aeromobiles, and they're all going over here. So, sad part is that I got the wrong side to do this, really. If our roles were reversed, landing here is actually really effective because you can get guys in these buildings, and you can put them all in the forest here and everything. And then you can have like a secondary defensive line here, whereas on the other sides, there's a land corridor in here that you can't really block. And you do have 3 buildings here, but no real cover from helicopters and stuff. You've just got these couple of trees here. But that's by the by. Obviously play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I also have 2 munition Hueys going over there, 2 AMX-10RCs going down there, and a Zickerungs going to here. In addition, I bought 1 CV, and the 1 CV is going to cap Alpha and Charlie, and then I'll send the second one to Bravo and Delta. Switching to the deployment of my opponent, Darix going for that standard 4th opening, 2 Mi-24D AAs. 2 CVs, tank CVs in this case, 1 going to Echo and sitting there, and 1 going to Delta and then to Charlie. And yeah, going into the town, we've got 1, 2, 3 Strellas. Strellas, of course, really quite good for their price now. And, you know, 1's going here, 1's going here, 1 was going like here or something. Then 2 snipers, and they're going to there and there. And then two FS Jaeger and an FS Jaeger Metis. So the Metis probably going here. Yeah, and then the 2 FS Jaeger going to here. In the middle, he's got 2 more Strellas, 1 going to here, 1 going to here. Oh no, hang on, I think 1 here, perhaps. Yeah, and then the standard FS Jaeger here to stop anything coming down this road. And yeah, we've got the second CV tank that we spoke about, and then 3 T-55As, and they're going into the town, backed up by a supply vehicle. So that covers it for the deployments, and we'll cast the game from my perspective. So, like a lot of people at the top, Darix, basically at the start of the game, he sticks his camera into your units and then he can hear them. So he sent me a frowny face in chat, like immediately, because he saw all this. And then he started buying all these AA planes. The MiG-21 Bison AA, not fantastic, but you get like 4 availability, so it can be really useful in this case. So he gets 2 of those, and I don't have any AA. Because I figured, well, what's the point? But obviously that was a mistake on my part. But as you can see, they're not great in like a burst, but when they're uncontested like this, they can get away with quite a lot. So first minute income, and then I'm pretty sure I'll buy a fighter. Strella's really good in this case. Buying some Strella's really good. These guys were on attack moves, so they all stopped to shoot that, which was a mistake on my part, because now the Super Pumas are undefended. I buy 1 of my Mirage 2000s, and he gets 1 of the MiGs, but he gets 4, so I have to evac now, and he hit me on my way out, so I got to repair now as well. So that's obviously not great. The Super Pumas are coming by. I see the CV tank, so I send 1 back to try and do something about that. These AA helicopters, a lot of people don't like them because they say, well, the missile only does 3 damage. Look at the suppression, it's 540. Whatever it hits is getting stunned, basically. Or, you know, at least made useless. So I dropped this guy here, and you'd expect him to kill this CV. And it does. So there you go, CV down. And yeah, we managed to kill that FS Jaeger. I'm in over here, but not for long, right? I mean, look, there's really nothing here. And then I buy a CV to send Bravo and Delta. So he buys some helicopters, and I don't actually, because all my Gazelle cannons died, I don't actually have anything to shoot these. So when they spawn in, they do get stunned up a little bit, but yeah, you can see that they're sort of wrecking face a bit there. And I haven't actually managed to kill any of his helicopters. And all his planes are still up doing like gun runs and stuff. Yeah, so I'm +1. This T-55 survived as well, so it's a struggle to actually get reinforcements down this road because I don't know what's here, and obviously the helicopters are there, so I need to buy some AA, so I buy a Roland. But one of the advantages of just keeping these MiGs around, even though they've got nothing left, is that they just soak up my missiles, basically, right? So I spawn the Mirage, I spawn like a second Mirage, and I don't think he actually kills any of them, but then he gets hit by a Strela because he's like flying over them all, and then he's messed up. So the first one's back off cooldown, but it's sort of the same problem again. I need to use these Mirages to kill those helicopters, but as long as there's all these planes in the air, I need to shoot them as well. And when I try and shoot the planes, I end up flying over all the Strelas, and then I take hits. In that case, I only took a little bit of damage from a gun, and then that makes me have to repair, and all this time my guys here are being shot by these Hinds, and I can't do anything about it because I can't get my, I can't shoot them with my planes. I only get 2 of those Mirages. So what I could have done differently here is perhaps not sold all the Super Pumas and got some Fliegerfaust and loaded them into the Super Pumas and sent them over here. But yeah, you see I'm just getting messed up over there. And so now I'm on a +4, but I don't have anything here, and all my points keep going on planes and stuff. So I got to be careful about this Hind because it's got 3 vet. So I bought this little bomber dart for it, thinking it could just scare it away a little bit. Doesn't really do much, but I got 2 of them. This was probably a poor purchase, really. But yeah, I've managed to secure the edge of this zone. For what it's worth, although the AMXs are still over here, then this guy gets tagged by Strela, so he'll be down for a bit as well. And all my AMXs keep getting blown up by these helicopters. So this guy's finally up, and there we go, we get one. But he has a lot more. So he's brought 6 helicopters in his deck, basically. I mean, the deck code will be in the description, but it seems he has 6 helicopters in his deck. So I buy a Roland, but the Roland, needs 2 hits to kill, and now I've got a 5 helicopter problem, and the Roland's just fired, so it's not going to be very useful now. So I sent this guy around to here, which was probably not very smart. I probably should have bought some more AA or something. But you see that the Roland just gets messed up by 5 helicopters. Keep in mind, like a lot of people say, this is broken. These are 120 points. This is 150. So you'd expect 5 of these to beat one of these, really, wouldn't you? But yeah, TKS does struggle with the AA. I mean, the Rolands are cool, but in saturation attacks like this, you have to rely on the Fliegerfaust, and the Fliegerfaust is, it's good for its price, but it can't reliably kill these helicopters. If your enemy's micro is good, what ends up happening is you get them quite low like this, and then he just retreats them. So I'm rapidly losing all my AMXs here. And every time these are off cooldown, I can kill a helicopter. And over here, I had to move my CV out because my opponent has moved up here. I'm on +5 because of the Green Beret leader. And now I'm going to try and kill this AA plane. But all 4 of my missiles miss. Oh, never mind, I think the last one hit. And I'm struggling to get the guns off. But once you do, you'd expect to kill, yeah, because the French nose guns are broken. I don't get seed, but obviously the Strela cannot be seeded. And now I've got this helicopter problem where I keep having to buy Fliegerfaust instead of units that I actually need. Over here, this man gets stunned by 4 AK-47s and therefore can't land. Just helicopter problems. And this seaplane is really good for dogfighting. And yeah, that guy's wounded now. And I think if he gets hit by a Strela... Okay. So try and land this guy here now. I mean... Problem is, because of these helicopters, right? As soon as he figures out where I am, then I just die. I can't kill him. I need more than 2 of these Mirages, but you only get 2 in TKS. What I should have done instead is have an extra card of fighters, the F4F. You could bring that as well. I should have brought that, and that would have really helped me, because then I could be spamming F4Fs and dealing with his air that way. As it stands, this man is now very dead. Obviously, he manages to stun this armoured helicopter with his Colt Commando, because he's Rambo, and that's how small arms work against helicopters. Armoured helicopters, yeah, just make both of these low cohesion, just shoot your Colt Commandos. Can't kill an infantry squad, but you can stun up an armoured helicopter. But yeah, the gun run from this will kill the Chinook. And yeah, now he's not really getting out. This guy trying to kill these helicopters, and he will get one. Obviously shooting at this guy's kind of tough because of the 40% ECM, but then the Strela hits him. And he auto evacs, and then the Strela hits him again, which is really quite lucky for 50% accuracy, but hey, it happens. Over here, I keep buying Fliegerfaust, because I have to, because of the helicopters. He's still got 2 of them left. 3 of them left. But then, yeah, as soon as so usually it'll miss, and as soon as you get a hit, okay, so we brought 8, because here's another 2. Really interesting deck. And then, yeah, these guys don't have recon, so that's obviously not fantastic. So Derek's on a +1 now. And yeah, I struggle to use the Roland when there's this seed just flying around constantly. Try and drop bombs on this guy, I'm not sure what it's going to do. Nothing. I just right-clicked him, I guess the prediction thought that he would get there. Seems to have overestimated his speed. And yeah, this guy's switched off. Oh, okay. Right, so here come the Hinds. And yeah, now you'll see the so 1 Hind, the Fliegerfaust would deal with no problem. But 2 Hinds, it all just comes down to the missile RNG, and as you can see, I'm not getting good RNG. I got 3 misses and then 2 misses and a hit. And then, you know, another miss. They're 40% accuracy, and these guys don't have ECM. So, I don't know if that was luck or what. And then, yeah, he was shooting this one when he should have been shooting this one, really, so that's my fault on the micro. So, yeah, really cool helicopter play from Derek's. Like, look, most of them are still alive. He's keeping them alive on 1 hit. Well, that guy died. Sorry about that, guys. I just had some technical difficulties. So, trying to get back in here, so I unload some green berries. And yeah, T-55s everywhere. So, 4th Motorisierte, obviously one of the worst divs in the game, but this map, they're not bad on this map. I can see why you picked them. So you get lots of Strelas, you get lots of T-55As, but at the end of the day, the only thing setting 4th apart from... Sorry about that, guys, I had some brief technical difficulties. So these bombers are pretty cheap. But they don't do a whole lot. But honestly, for how cheap they are, they're not bad. So let's talk M48 versus T55A. So in a long-range fight, the M48 is better. It's got the better gun. And, well, the accuracy is the same, but the range is better and the pen is better. But at the close ranges, the T-55 is better because it's resolute, so it can survive more suppression, and it's got 7 front armor. Whereas this is the opposite of resolute, and it's only got 5 front armor. Also, this has a heavy machine gun which stuns infantry really fast, as you can see here. And this has a medium machine gun which doesn't really do anything. Speed 45 on the M48 and 45 on the T-55A. So that's basically the same. T-55A is also more resilient to artillery. This is another bomber which, you know, 250 kilo bombs. This guy went from 3 HP to 1. But what's important now is that he was low cohesion there, so you know, he was really slow and then he couldn't fire and then he died. Try and send a fight around here, but there's a lot of AA now. And yeah, that's the thing that sets Fourth apart from gropers on this map, is the helicopters. Look how many helicopters they get. Pretty sure I've seen like 8 helicopters spawned by Directs. You cannot do that with Berlin. You get like 2. So there are differences between the divisions, but I think Berlin does too much, if I'm being honest with you. I'd get rid of one of their cards of FS Jägermetis. In fact, I get rid of everything so that they only have 1 card of each thing. So yeah, give them as many options as they want, but 1 card of each thing. And that would force you to, you know, use your head a little bit instead of spamming Vopos all day with books behind it. 2 cards of books, 2 cards of Vopos. There you go. So yeah, just 1 card of everything I think would differentiate gropers. Let me know what you think. So I managed to get back in here, and now I've slowed Derek's tick to a +1. And I'm just trying to bomb some of his outlying forces with those cheap bombers. And the Hot 2 will finish off this tank. So I was trying to spot his CV, but with these 2 Strelas here, it's not easy to do that. And yeah, they get melted straight away, basically. So I spotted him, but it's too late, and now these Strelas are going to have time to reload. He brings out, he's still got one of these. I haven't even managed to kill all of them yet. So I spotted the CV, and I get a perfect bomb on it, and it doesn't do anything. So, my bad, I should have had more bombers. So I get more bombers, but I was firing blind, so I missed. So that's a shame. But this is basically a bit of a desperation play. I mean, that was like 500 points worth of stuff for nothing, basically. Over here, trying to kill the Schützen. It's quite surprising how far into the forest these guys can see. And I've got 2 Fliegerfaust, but, you know, Fliegerfaust are 20 points. And these are 125 points. And, yeah, so that misses. That takes off 3 HP. I mean, I guess you get what you pay for. So the Fliegerfaust are going to town. I mean, sort of, that last volley was a miss. But you got to keep in mind, like, how expensive these are, and you only get 2 in a card. Whereas these are 120. So I think Fliegerfaust are too strong for the price. I think they should go up to 25. And I think Strela's 2M should also go up to 25. Strela 2M is a little bit better, I think. So 4 HE, 40%, 2475, 2300. Okay, so... Well, yeah, so this has more anti-helo range, the red eye, but it has less anti-aircraft range. Interesting. And yeah, these guys flying over here. Interesting use of the Su-22. And you'll notice that you haven't seen any MiG-29s from Derek, so... He's specialised his deck for this game. He knows who he's going up against, and he decided that 4 of those cheap ones is better than 2 MiG-29s. And 2 of these guys managed to survive. So Derek's back up to +3. And I've bought a tank to get in here now. So just moving forward my little blocks, but yeah, 1 T-55A can really put a stop to all this, depending on... Because Green Berets are my... Well, I guess I could drop air mobiles in the back line and move them up, but Green Berets are my main frontline AT. And they're good, but the range is 675, as opposed to the 850 that you would get on the air mobiles. So realistically, I should have put an air mobile here in this group, and then you could have shot that. But yeah, he only has to reverse, right? And this seed just killed that hot too. I can't really afford AA. I'm trying to move up here again. So, do I unload this man in time? Yeah, I mean, I'm not really as good as people seem to think I am. So, one of the Super Pumas got donked by this seed again, and now he's bought another one. And I need a Roland, really. My fighters are down for the count, I think. I think I still have them left, but they're repairing for a long time, because they keep flying over all these Strelas. So, yeah, there's just too many guys here. I mean, it's not, you know. So I managed to move this up, but there's a lot of tanks. There's a lot of Motorshots. So I finally managed to get the CV in, and then with that we'll be back on evens again, but now he's in the lead. So I need to do something here again. So for that I need some Fliegerfaust, and I'll buy another Roland to deal with all these planes. It's like constantly gun running all my guys. So I was wondering what happened to this guy, because I wanted him to kill that tank, and it looks like, yeah, he just lost most of his health from this plane. So that's fair enough. And yeah, I'm going for a CV again. So yeah, this is out of gun rounds, but he's still got his missiles, and there's a lot of stuff hit. So he's getting quite, well, say he's getting lucky, and then he takes that crit, and then everything starts hitting him. So yeah, he doesn't make it. He doesn't fly so good. And yeah, he was trying to bomb this tank, so I moved it. And these guys didn't drop their bombs. Not sure why. I try and bomb the tank, but he moved it again. Yeah. So too much air, not enough ground units. As you can see, I'm sort of getting pushed out here again. Over here, I'm making some headway though. And I've still got CV here. Let's buy some Fliegerfaust so he can't just keep flying around me, but I didn't realise that there was this tank here, so they're not going to do so well. And this guy is now... well, I smoked him. And so yeah, these guys get in here, and then the tank starts killing them, and they can't really do anything about that. So this guy's got to get out of here or he'll die. Making a bit of progress over here, but these helicopters are now up to full HP again. My Fliegerfaust are on this side, and they're dying to that T-55A. So, Roland 3 does its stuff, gets 1 hit out of 2, which, you know, that happens most of the time, really. These guys get 10% ECM. But yeah, now he can't just loiter air over me until he brings that seed out again, at which point I have to be a bit more careful. So yeah, I got this problem where I need Fliegerfaust. I need lots of Fliegerfaust, but I keep losing them all. I'd have a lot by now if I'd taken care of them, but I haven't. And then here we go, Roland again. Gets 1 hit. Gets 2 hits. So that's why, yeah, I think the Roland 3 is strong, but it's radar. Whereas the Roland 2 can do that as well, and it's not radar, which I think is a bit silly. I think most non-radar AA should be way less effective against planes. Just because there's no counterplay. Except not use planes. So over here, the Green Berets are stunning these guys with their Hawk Commandos. So that's why you always got to send them in pairs, so that one can fly over and get stunned, and the other one can blow up the unit that's stunning him. And then, yeah, this Motorshot manages to kill a few things. And yeah, Fliegerfaust not in position. And now the air's coming, and I don't have any frontline units. So at this point, I'm just sort of pissing about. So I figured I'd send Milan 2s over him to spot the tank, and then I could snipe the tank. It's just for the Super Puma, right? Because I've run out of air mobiles. And then once I snipe his CV, I can get my CV in. So send over a load of AA. And We can definitely see him. And yeah, we dropped the bomb. But, oh yeah, we see him. Whoa, and we get him down to 1 HP. So, major skill issue on my part. And now these Fliegerfaust are getting blown up by that Mordschützen. And yeah, it's very much over, so I surrender. GG. GG to my opponent, who takes up the top 16 ranks on the leaderboard. Me, I'm a humble... Oh, yeah, my game crashed. Nice.